10 years. That's how long I thought I knew every inch of her. Every laugh, every nightmare, the way she stirs her coffee exactly 3 times. Then last Tuesday, I cracked open the suitcase we hadn't touched since we moved in, and one envelope, my name on it, her handwriting, floated out like a ghost, dated 10 years ago. I got 3 lines in before my legs forgot how legs work. In 2 heartbeats, the whole story we'd written together started shredding at the seams. We collided on a soaked Thursday in May. She was juggling 3 coffees and a tower of manuscripts outside the bookstore I ran. I grabbed her elbows before she face-planted. She laughed, bright, startled, and bam, gravity shifted. 6 months later, we finished each other's sentences. 2 years after that, we married on the same date the sky had tossed us together. Life got cozy. Sunday pancakes, Tuesday pub trivia, documentaries on Thursdays. She hated horror flicks, ate mint chips straight from the carton, and tested the front door lock exactly twice every night. I teased her, my careful compass. She'd shrug. Some habits keep you breathing. I didn't ask what she needed shelter from. We all lug weird luggage, right? She never mentioned childhood, just back east and lots of trees. No relatives visited, no old friends rang. When our daughter arrived, tiny, furious, perfect, Emma whispered, "She'll never have to hide." I chalked it up to new mom nerves and tucked the words away with the spare batteries. Cue the suitcase. We were flipping the nursery into a big kid room, boxing stuffed hippos and newborn onesies. She was at the hospital, pulling a shift. I was the tape and fold guy. Way back in the closet sat her college suitcase. Olive hardshell, stickers from towns I couldn't pronounce. One zipper was busted, the other sighed out lavender-scented attic air. Inside, a yellow envelope, my name in blue ink. No stamp, just Evan looping across the front. Curiosity sucker-punched hesitation. I slid it. 3 pages, front and back. If you're reading this, you found the one thing I prayed you never would. 10 years ago, I wasn't Emma Walsh from Vermont. I was Rebecca Moreland from Baymont, Louisiana. She told the Bayou House, the screaming father, the night that split her life like a cracked board. Running at 17 with 43 bucks and a broken nose, changing names twice, vacuuming every footprint. She finished with, "I love you enough to carry this alone. If you never read this, maybe I get to keep you." My ears rang. I was sitting on the pastel rug, fingerprint masterpieces around me, feeling like I'd swallowed gravel. She breathed in at 6, pizza box in one hand, grocery bags in the other, cheeks pink from April wind. I didn't say hey, I just lifted the pages. Her smile collapsed. "Where'd you find that?" Barely a breath. "Does the where even matter?" She set dinner on the counter, fingers trembling. I can explain. 10 years of silence tried to cram themselves into a heartbeat. Then the real story spilled, faster, bloodier than ink could capture. Safe house nights, the scar along her ribs she'd blamed on a hiking mishap, names she'd buried in unmarked ground. Our daughter patted in, Barbie in a headlock. Emma, Rebecca, wiped her cheeks fast, served pizza, asked about kindergarten. Normal rituals felt obscene. At bedtime, she murmured, "I'll take the guest room, give you air." Air, at that moment, felt like the Grand Canyon. Of course I couldn't leave it. Next morning, I hit the library, scrolled microfiche, found the Baymont Gazette from 15 years back. House fire claims 2, teen missing. A photo of a girl with wary eyes, my wife at 17. Thinner, haunted, stared out. Authorities assumed she died in the flames. Officially, Rebecca Moreland was a ghost. I flashed to every campfire she'd avoided, the battery lantern she insisted on during outages. Trauma had been hiding in plain sight. I just never looked it in the eye. When I got home, she sat at the kitchen table, suitcase open again. Inside, photo albums I'd never seen. Her mom on a cypress porch, a dog with mismatched eyes. She slid one album across the wood. If we're doing this, you deserve the whole wrecking crew. We stayed up until 3. She talked, I listened. Details nobody should have to exhale. The cousin who sold her out, the sheriff's deputy who bought her a bus ticket for $100 and a promise to vanish. She spoke like she was peeling her own skin. Slow, painful, necessary. Dawn tiptoed in and left us mute. I walked our daughter to the bus stop, watched tiny sneakers climb the steps, felt the rolled fork inside my chest. Stay and build on a foundation half air, or leave and lose the woman who made boring Tuesdays taste like honey. Back home, she stood in the doorway, eyes puffed but steady. I'll hit the county office today, reclaim my name. Whatever comes after, I won't lie again. She attempted a smile, it wobbled. You can take the couch, the house, custody, I get it. Something twisted, not rage, not pity, just memory. Her off-key lullabies, tomato planting lessons, the snort laugh when soufflés imploded. Those weren't lies, they were bricks. Could I torch the whole house because the blueprint was crooked? I crossed the room, grabbed her shaking hands. We start with the truth. We see what we can stack on top.
Ever had to choose between walking out or staying to rebuild? Tell me below. Leave or start from zero? I read every story and they remind me we're not alone in the rubble. Reclaiming her name meant police interviews, therapy copays, a birth certificate that now reads Rebecca Emma Moreland Walsh. Our daughter thinks mom has 2 first names, like a superhero. Some nights Rebecca wakes gasping, memories leak through the seams. We keep a spare pillow on my side. Sometimes she needs grounding, sometimes I do. Therapy handed us big words: trauma responses, narrative exposure, post-traumatic growth, fancy labels for the messier truth that healing loops like a kid's doodle. We fight about dishwasher loading, then cry in the same breath when a siren drags her back. Ordinary and extraordinary shared dishes in our sink. Last month we drove to Baymont. She pointed to a vacant lot wrapped in oak and wildflowers. This is where my first story ended. Didn't think I'd ever stand here breathing. We planted a seedling magnolia, roots curling into soil that once terrified her. Psychologists call it survival secrecy. Shame whispers love is conditional. Hide the ugliest shard or lose the whole life. Add a partner who adores the curated you, and silence feels noble. 10 years compress into a heartbeat when fear steers the clock. But secrets are living things. They grow teeth in the dark, chew through everyday kindness, and burst out when space runs out. Sometimes through a letter, sometimes a suitcase latch. The antidote is annoyingly plain. Tell one safe person, then another. Keep talking until shame starves to death. Harder than it sounds, easier than living split. We keep a notebook on the counter titled New Truths. She writes, I'm scared your mom will Google the fire. I miss my old middle name. I jot, I'm terrified I'll say the wrong thing. Sometimes I search your past at 2 a.m. and hate myself. Rule, no judgment, just ink. Some pages we read aloud, others we close and shelf. The writing is the point. Our daughter asked, Are you still you if you change your name? Rebecca knelt, eye level. You're still you with wings, fins, or horns. Memes are wrappers. Candy's what matters. Kid shrugged, chased fireflies. I stood there thinking, wrappers matter more than we admit, but candy keeps you alive. Stories like these feed on shared oxygen. If you've ever rewritten your own name, literally or inside your head, tell us how it tasted in the comments. Your sentence might be the flashlight someone needs tonight. And if you want more stories about love that survives fire, hit subscribe. We've still got blank pages to fill.
The letter that almost leveled us became the doorway we didn't know we needed. We're not riding into sunset, we're limping towards sunrise, squinting, hopeful, bruised. Some mornings the phone rings too early and my heart stalls, scared the past has hunted her down. Some nights she holds me when imposter syndrome hisses that I'm a fool for staying. But love built on truth, even jagged truth, breathes better than love built on silence. If you're tucking away your own envelope, shame, grief, fear, hear this. The people who count will wobble when the truth lands, but many will choose to stay. Let them. Speak. Plant the tree, reclaim the name. The life you save may be the one you're already inside. And that's how a 10-year-old secret became page 1 of a chapter we're still writing, one honest, trembling word at a time.